Between 1877 and 1900, the United States underwent a period of dramatic transformation as it industrialized rapidly, saw the emergence of big business, and experienced mass migration that fueled the growth of cities. This period is often referred to as the Second Industrial Revolution, a phase of accelerated industrial growth that spanned from 1870 to 1914. During these years, technological advancements and innovations in transportation, communication, and manufacturing fundamentally changed the American economy and society. The expansion of the railroad network, the widespread use of electricity, and the development of new processes like the Bessemer steelmaking method contributed to the rise of large-scale industries. These developments facilitated the mass production of goods and created new markets, both domestically and internationally, enabling the United States to become one of the world's leading industrial powers. The emergence of big business was a defining feature of this period, with entrepreneurs such as John D. Rockefeller and Andrew Carnegie becoming the faces of American capitalism. John D. Rockefeller founded the Standard Oil Company in 1870 and used aggressive business tactics to gain control over nearly all aspects of the oil industry. Through practices such as horizontal integration, in which he bought out competitors, and vertical integration, in which he controlled every step of the production and distribution process, Rockefeller established a near monopoly over the oil market. By the 1880s, Standard Oil controlled around 90% of the nation's oil refineries and pipelines, making Rockefeller one of the wealthiest men in history. Similarly, Andrew Carnegie revolutionized the steel industry. By implementing new production techniques and investing heavily in modern technologies, Carnegie Steel became the largest and most profitable steel company in the world by the 1890s. Carnegie adopted the principle of vertical integration, controlling not just the steel mills, but also the raw materials, transportation and distribution networks needed for production. Both Rockefeller and Carnegie symbolized the rise of powerful industrialists who amassed great wealth and wielded immense influence over the American economy and politics. Industrialization and mass migration led to the rapid growth of cities during this period. As factories and industries proliferated, they created a demand for labor that attracted millions of people to urban centers. Immigrants from Europe, Asia, and other parts of the world arrived in unprecedented numbers, seeking economic opportunities and escaping poverty, political persecution, or social upheaval in their home countries. At the same time, rural Americans, particularly from the South and Midwest, moved to cities in search of work and a better standard of living. Cities like New York, Chicago, and Pittsburgh experienced explosive growth, transforming into bustling metropolises. Between 1870 and 1900, the population of New York City more than doubled, while Chicago's population grew fourfold. These rapidly expanding urban areas became the centers of American economic, cultural, and social life, marked by their crowded tenements, towering skyscrapers, and busy streets filled with streetcars, carriages, and pedestrians. However, the rapid growth of cities and the rise of big business also brought about significant social challenges, including corruption, poverty, and inequality. Political corruption was widespread, with city governments often dominated by political machines that wielded power through patronage, bribery, and voter manipulation. One of the most infamous of these was Tammany Hall in New York City, led by Boss Tweed, which controlled local politics through a network of loyal supporters and used graft to enrich its leaders at the expense of taxpayers. The vast fortunes accumulated by industrial magnates like Rockefeller and Carnegie contrasted sharply with the poverty experienced by many urban workers and immigrants. Most industrial workers faced long hours, low wages, and dangerous working conditions. Factories were often poorly ventilated, overcrowded, and unsafe, leading to frequent accidents and health problems. Child labor was common, and workers had little protection from exploitation or mistreatment. The gap between the wealthy elite and the working poor grew wider, fueling social tensions and calls for reform. Labor unions, such as the Knights of Labor and the American Federation of Labor, emerged to advocate for workers' rights, better wages, and safer working conditions. Strikes and labor conflicts, like the Great Railroad Strike of 1877 and the Haymarket Affair of 1886, highlighted the growing discontent among workers and the challenges they faced in an increasingly industrialized society. At the same time, muckraking journalists and social reformers began to expose the harsh realities of urban poverty, corruption, and inequality, laying the groundwork for the progressive era reforms of the early 20th century. In this period of dynamic change, the United States was transformed from a largely agrarian society into an industrial powerhouse, characterized by the dominance of big business, the growth of cities, and significant social and economic disparities. While industrialization brought about economic growth and technological progress, it also exposed the profound inequalities and injustices of American society, setting the stage for future conflicts and reforms.